Okay, I have the transmission out, and just to show everybody, I'm sure somebody's shown this elsewhere, but just in case you haven't seen it, this is the old style WB8 female drive shaft side, and that's actually the male side, male insert on the new WB8 HD, which is a bit more solid than the male side of the original WB8 HD that I have in the WB8 male shaft and the WB8 HD female shaft. See, it slides right in, exact same size. I would say we've pretty much been making these things just to keep our drive shafts from twisting and breaking forever, for a couple of years now. If you want to make a WB8 HD, just take you and get some extra male shafts for the standard WB8 and fill that male shaft with a piece of wooden dowel or a piece of threaded steel, threaded aluminum, whatever you can get in there. The benefit to having these WB8 HDs is that they are now using the bigger, I believe it's a 4mm pin. Traxxas makes this pin also, but I believe it's a little bit longer. We use them in the larger pinholes for the MIPs. And that's really a benefit to just buying the WB8 HD set, is having the stronger parts, the stronger shafts, plus the stronger pin, and the actual yoke itself is huge compared to the standard WB8. Here is the double clutch pad 32 pitch clutch setup they're using in the SCX10 Deadbolt. I would imagine they're going to start using them in the newer kits. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a 56 and 13, I believe. A 60 will not fit in this cover. I've used the Kimbrough 60 in one of my other rigs, and it is too big for the spur gear cover. So 56. I personally would like to see that, since I'm going to use 3S, down to maybe an 11 or a 10 tooth pinion gear on this 56 tooth spur gear. Loving the double clutch pad. Probably going to kill this 27 turn pretty fast, so I have a 35 turn Energy, I believe, on the way. It's a used motor, but I almost guarantee it's going to last longer than this 27 turn. We'll give it a spin, and hopefully we'll get the smoke on video. I'll be back in a bit, and we'll see how far we got. Alright, two quick additions. We are going to use, these are the body clips that hold on the body, obviously. The one in the rear is kind of a pain in the butt, and losing body clips sucks. And I do not want to have to buy a bag of these things, so all I did was, we had some scale bungee cords. I just used the hooks, wrapped them around the body clips, and those will be used to retain the body on, retain the body on the truck itself. And I also had a spare set of axial universals for the SCX axles. One side is a little bent, but I banged it out a little bit with a hammer, and I'm going to use them anyways. No big deal. It's not exactly going to be a speed rig, so I'm not worried about the balance and the wobble so much. So I will put those in, and we'll see where we go from there. So here it is. I put the battery tray up front. All I did was use the center hole in the front here, put a little spacer in there, a couple of spacers to clear the servo. That's all I needed. The steel gears are in the transmission. I did not take apart the slipper clutch, dual pad slipper clutch while I had it out. All it is a couple of plates, two pads on the spur gear. It's actually pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. That's a neat thing. When I took it apart, it was about half unthreaded for the slipper to actually slip with this motor. That's mostly to save the gears in the transmission from stripping. I also had a spare set of axial universals, so I put those in. And my son drove it around the yard a little bit. It's actually a little fast on 3S. The gearing needs to come down a little bit. It's 54 and 13, I believe. I'm going to try and do a 9 or a 10 tooth pinion gear just to keep the heat down on this motor. But for educational purposes, we're going to leave it where it's at. And everybody's curious about what 3S is going to do on this. I'm going to run it till it smokes. So hopefully we'll get that on video. And we will have some running videos soon.